Oh boy, folks, does Donovan Mitchell want to be a part of the Miami Heat? That is what today's show is all about. This is the Heat Report by Chat Sports. I am Nic Rohloff because a rumor has surfaced that Mitchell has the Heat high on his list as preferred destinations if he was dealt from Cleveland. We have it all, but make sure you have that notification bell turned on. We have 10,868 subscribers, but only 1.6 thousand of you guys have those noties on, which is at 15.1%. Let's get that percentage up because if the Heat, breaking news happens, they make a move or major rumor drops, we'll have you covered, so you don't want to miss a thing. So hit that bell icon and make sure you select all, by the way, so you don't miss a beat. It's already starting, folks. We knew it was going to happen. We did. I mean, if you've been with us in the past and this past couple of weeks, really, is like we knew Donovan Mitchell to Miami was going to be talked about this offseason. But the fact that it's already beginning while Mitchell is still playing in a postseason series is a bit ridiculous, if you ask me. But it all stemmed from Eric Pincus of Bleacher Report saying, of all NBA guards, Mitchell may be the closest to Heat legend and Hall of Famer Dwayne Wade. By the way, he's wrong on that. It's Anthony Edwards, but we progress. He will be 28 before next season, 7 years younger than Butler. He has a strong relationship with Bam Adebayo and is said by multiple NBA insiders to have Miami high on his list of destinations. Well, if that sounds familiar, well, it's because it is. Just a couple years ago, the Heat were caught in this little, I don't know which way to go. They were facing two crossroads, and they didn't know which road to actually drive down on. It was when Kevin Durant and Donovan Mitchell both requested trades. Mitchell obviously went to Cleveland. KD returned to Brooklyn and then was dealt during the season at the deadline to the Suns. Pat Riley had interest in both, but didn't really commit to one package. He was trying to get one of the two on the cheaper side of things, which is what Pat Riley does, and it ultimately cost him both guys. But this time, it feels like Donovan Mitchell is the only guy that Miami will have their eyes on, or at least I believe they should. And I'll also add this caveat as well. It is now or never for Miami to get Donovan Mitchell. Why would I say it's now or never? It's because the reason why he is going to be available on the trade market is because he doesn't want to sign a long-term extension with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Well, if he gets dealt this offseason, it's a high possibility that that team he goes to, he's going to sign a long-term extension for, which means you will not have the opportunity to acquire Donovan Mitchell specifically for another 3 to 4 seasons unless that team doesn't work out. But at that point, then you probably are just out on D-Mitch as a whole because it looks like he'll never win. So if you want a person of his talent and his caliber, this is the offseason to do it. Now, the question is, will Pat Riley try to trade for Donovan Mitchell? Because those end of the season press conference quotes were very intriguing. That's the question of today's video. Will the Heat try to trade for Donovan Mitchell? Not get him, but at least give a really solid effort to. Type Y for yes or type N for no. I'm out on Pat Riley if he doesn't. I'm being dead serious. What you read at the bottom of your screen is my full-hearted conviction on Pat Riley. If Mitchell ends up not signing a long-term deal, which is basically like 95% confirmed, and they don't try to get him, I'm done with Pat Riley. Because what is your plan long-term for the Miami Heat if you're not trying to acquire this guy right here? I mean, he is as dynamic as it comes when it comes to scoring the basketball. He could do it on all 3 levels of the court, from beyond the arc, in the mid-range, at the rim. He is so damn athletic as well. He would provide you with something you haven't had since D-Wade. And that is a guard that really threatens and stresses the defense with athleticism. Because the Heat have had good guards. Tyler Johnson had that one good year. J-Rich had the one good year. Goran Dragic, Tyler Herro, they've had good years. But they've never struck fear in the opponent by giving the possibility of a blow-by to the rim. Mitchell does that, and you can see it with his less than 10 feet scoring. He gets to the rim and shoots inside the painted area or at the rim 6.7 times a game, and he's shooting damn near 60% as a 6'3 guard. That's really damn good. But here's the part that is the best to me, is this number right here. And I get it. 35% from 3 is not going to be the ideal number here. But it's the amount he takes from the pull-up 3, which is off the dribble, whether it be in transition, on a step back, whatever you want to call it. 5.8 field goal attempts a night in that section of his game, which means he is allowing himself and uses his handle, athleticism to get decent looks off the dribble from three, which cannot be said by anyone on this roster that they do effectively. And if you remember the conversations that we had just a year ago when the Heat came up short against the Denver Nuggets, we all said they needed another scorer from the perimeter that can stress the defense, stretch the defense, and be a threat from beyond the arc and finishing at the rim. Well, fast forward a year here, folks, and guess what? That's still the same concern. You were hoping Tyler Herro was going to be that primary scorer and creator this season and take that full leap as a starter, and he just didn't. I mean, you watched what happened against the Celtics, and I wasn't even asking for Herro and Bam to pull off a series win because the Celtics are just so much better than you. But you had to show something. Donovan Mitchell in the one game against Boston, he showed his scoring ability. Herro did not. And that is why a primary scorer and creator for Miami is still the top need on this team. And I believe Donovan Mitchell is that guy. We'll talk more about him coming up in a second. But we are sponsored by Prize Picks, the #1 daily fantasy sports app on the market. They're giving you a first deposit match up to $100 when you download the app and use code CLNS. It's daily fantasy made easy. You just pick more or less. It's really that simple on 2 or more player stat projections, and during the NBA postseason, you can win up to 100 times your money with as little as 4 correct entries. They're also giving you a freebie. Yes, you heard that correctly. The main girl, Caitlin Clark, in her WNBA debut, more than a half a point. Yeah, I'll take that, please. Thank you, Prize Picks. I also paired up with some entries on tonight's slate, more than Jason Tatum, 10 rebounds, and more than on Anthony Edwards, 28.5 points as he is playing on Friday evening. 3-player entry here to win 5 times my money, but like I said, you can win up to 100 with as little as 4 correct entries. You can combine across all sports, NHL, NBA, WNBA. They give you daily specials as well. I mean, you just saw it with Caitlin Clark. So shout out to Prize Picks, for sponsoring today's video. That link is in the description, which is prizepicks.com/CLNS, or just download the app and use code CLNS to get a first deposit match up to $100. Another reason why I want Donovan Mitchell is his playoff success. And I will also put an asterisk on this is, well, his teams have never really advanced far, but he has put up great individual numbers in the postseason when he played for the Utah Jazz in 5 seasons, and then you see his numbers, what he did with the Cavs last year, and then what he's doing this year has been spectacular. You obviously look at that first-round series that he unfortunately lost to the Denver Nuggets in the bubble in 1920, averaging 36 in that series is just flat out ridiculous, and then came back the next year, won a series, and then lost in the second round, but he was averaging 32 points per game in that series. The three-point shooting is up and down for D-Mitch in his career in the postseason, but he has proven to be a certified scorer in the playoffs. He is a 16-game player, I should say, as I got tripped up there. You want him on your team in the postseason. You don't want to be going against him. And if the Heat are serious about winning with Jimmy Butler over the next 2 or 3 seasons before he is truly cooked, washed, or retires, you need to get that third guy that has been proven in the postseason to be able to get his own basket and create for others. And to me, that is Donovan Mitchell, and there's no better time to strike than right now. So what is the package, you ask? Well, if you've been with the show over the past week and a half, this has been the package I have repeatedly shown you guys. But if you're new, I want to make sure you guys are up to date too. The Heat are getting Donovan Mitchell. The Cavaliers get Herro, Jovic, Jaquez, a 2030 unprotected first-round pick, and then the 15th overall pick in the 2024 NBA draft. Because the Heat have already dealt 2025 in a prior deal, they can't technically send 24 before the draft, but they can trade the player they select after, so it could be the 15th overall pick, or if the trade happens on draft night, they can trade that first-round pick. So 2 firsts and 3 young guys as well, and I think it's a fair trade, especially since Cleveland can't guarantee the opposing team they're getting or giving Donovan Mitchell that he will sign a long-term deal. I think it's fair, but the question is, would you do this trade? Type A for accept, type D for decline. As I said, it's time to strike. It is. Like, you're wasting Jimmy Butler here, and I get it. There's a lot of Heat fans out there that are annoyed with Jimmy and his antics off the court, on the court even. And the fact that he was not available for the Heat this year and has had a lot of injuries over the past 4 years, never logging more than 65 games, which is obviously the number you have to get to qualify for All-NBA, MVP, DPOY, and all of that hoopla nowadays. But what he has done for you, taking you to 2 NBA Finals, one shot away from a 3rd NBA Finals appearance in that 21-22 season. Like, you need to get him help. And I get it, he might be declining. But that's why you need to go out there and get D-Mitch. Do justice for Jimmy. Give him the proper send-off in the 305 he deserves. And then guess what? If you do get Donovan Mitchell, you have your duo for the next 7 years of Bam and D-Mitch. It's a match made in heaven. It fits both timelines. And I know Pat Riley has been walking this line of should he go all in on Jimmy Butler and trade the young guys, but he doesn't want to give up his future. You don't have to do both here because you have your future with Mitchell and Bam, and you also have your big 3 to win right now. It's a match made in heaven. Now go out there and do it. The question is the Cavs going to accept that package? But we're going to have everything covered on this channel as well as on my Twitter. So go give me a follow at Nic_Rohloff, tweeting about the Heat on a daily basis. So go give me a follow, and I'll see you on the next video. Go Heat.